What's up, everybody? Hey, Tom Laird here, host of the Advice from a Call Center Geek podcast and founder of Expivia. For exceptional contact center outsourcing, trust Expivia. We're fully AI-driven, as all of you know, and can handle voice, email, chat, and all of your digital channels. Our 600-seat USA contact center is expert in healthcare, financial services, insurance, tech support, retail, and more. Experts on the NICE CX1 platform, we ensure seamless customer experiences. DM me or visit expiviausa.com for more. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Advice from a Call Center Geek, the Call Center Contact Center podcast. We try to give you actionable items to take back in your contact center, improve the overall quality, improve the agent experience, hopefully improve your customer experience as well. My name is Tom Laird. I am the CEO here at Expivia Interaction Marketing. Expivia is a 600-seat call center outsourcer located here in Erie, Pennsylvania. Do you guys miss me? I've had maybe the craziest, busiest July we've ever had with onboarding of new clients, client visits. Been traveling a bunch too. So instead of just putting episodes that were just, kind of off the cuff, I wanted to take some time. So I took the first vacation in the history of the podcast. We took July off here, but we're back with some scheduled guests for next week and the week after. And, kind of excited about the fun podcast that I have here for you guys today. I want to play a game in my world called Overrated, Underrated. And I have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, that worked out. Didn't even plan it. I have 10 topics that I'm going to deem if they're overrated, properly rated, or underrated. And hopefully I can get we can get some conversations on this as well, because I'm sure there's going to be some disagreements, which is kind of always a good time. Okay. So let's start with this, right? The number one topic, right, is CSAT and NPS. And I'm going to say right now that they are way overrated, right? You guys kind of know how I feel on this. So this is kind of a softball one for me to get me warmed up, I guess. But, CSAT and NPS, who are the groups of people that really are only going to take your surveys at the end of calls or through an email? They've either had great experiences or they've had just bad experiences. And a lot of times it has nothing to do with the contact center, right? Rep could have followed the procedure. Maybe they couldn't get the refund because they didn't qualify. And the rep did everything perfect according to your policies, procedures, but customers ticked off and they blame the rep, right? So I don't think that they're the end all be all. I think they're super overrated when it comes to implementing them in your contact center and then in your CX platform. All right. So you know what I'm going to say next, right? Sentiment reporting from analytics, right? And I'm saying super underrated, right? Analytics and sentiment scores are underrated, right? When you're looking at the whole lot of customers, when you're looking at the entire customer journey, sentiment scores is getting better and better and better, right? Not only can you do agent sentiment scoring, which is, kind of looking at each individual agent and are they being nice, right? Is their tone proper? Are they using the right word usage? But you can look at customer sentiment, which I think is more important. And I try to talk to my customers into is using sentiment over CSAT and NPS, right? So sentiment scoring for me, extremely, extremely underrated. All right. Next tool or topic is workforce management. And workforce management, WFM, I'm going to say it's properly rated, right? Here's the reason why, right? If you are a smaller contact center, and I would even say 100 seats or less, but especially 50 seats or less, I don't think you need it, right? I think that you can manage, very easily without paying the extra expense of a full workforce management platform. And that's not to say it's not going to have benefits to you if you do it, but you don't need it. Right? If you're 100 seats or more, you need it, right? You kind of have to have it from a schedule adherence standpoint, from forecasting to find out how calls are coming. It's a huge tool. So because of that, right, I think it is properly rated. Now, if you're 10 seats and you have workforce management, then it becomes a little overrated. But I think for the overall and how we look at it, workforce management, what it provides, it's properly rated. All right, let's start to get a little controversial. Controversial? That's a little better term, right? And I know there's so many different feelings on this, but AI in the contact center. All right, and I know a lot of you are probably going to say overrated, but I've had my come to Jesus. I'm not going to say it's underrated. I'm saying it's properly rated. All right, talking to some of the guests that we've had, Ashish Nagar from Level AI, Mark Bernstein from Balto, even talking to Paul Jarman from Nice CX1, and talking about where AI is now really having an impact, right? Now, if we're going to talk about AI taking over the contact center and start talking, this is where we probably get into arguments with some of you guys out there, right? I'm going to say that it's way overrated, right? But as a tool of where we are today with AI, properly rated. All right. Digital support, right? Digital support being Facebook, Twitter, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, all your digital channels, right, is extremely underrated, right? We're not doing a good job as an industry with it. You guys, most of you are not using any tools for it. You just have, one of your employees on the Facebook page responding to messages and to questions, right? That's all getting crazy and getting bigger and bigger and bigger, right? From a digital aspect, really having a tool like your TalkDesk or your Nice CX1 or any of those kind of tools, 5.9, to help with your digital support, especially if you are a larger organization. It is a game changer, right? Not only from being able to talk through and answer questions quickly, but getting all the analytics and getting all the reporting from an aspect or a customer base that you're not really used to getting things from. So digital support, in my mind, underrated. All right. Let's talk about some KPIs, right? Again, this is totally random. All right. So average talk time, right? Average talk time for me is the most overrated statistic of all metrics, right? All right. And I'm saying as a core, right? As a core metric, right? So like something that you keep on your dash at all times, right? And the reason I'm saying this is because for me, let's just go into the next one, which is average handle time, which I think is extremely underrated, right? So for me, handle time just totally trumps talk time, right? I get that they're measuring different things, so everybody relax, right? But for me, I use talk time when I see that handle time is out of whack, right? Because handle time, there could be lots of different reasons, right? Is it after call work? Is it hold? Is it they're just talking too long, right? So for me, if I see my handle time is in order, I don't really, not that I don't care about my talk time, but it's not a metric that I'm gonna just fawn over and need to see. So again, if you got talk time, you got handle time, I'm handle time all day. That's at least just my opinion on it. I think that gives the bigger picture. And then I can use talk time as kind of a tool for handle time, but I'm still looking at handle time first. All right, I've done a 180, maybe not a 180. I guess a 180, maybe a 90 on this one, which is work from home. And for me, I've gone all three of these, right? If you would have talked to me 3 years ago, work from home is the most overrated thing ever. During COVID, it is extremely underrated. So I've moved, right? And I'm going to be, I guess, kind of fair here. It's properly rated, right? We have now the most amount of reps that we've ever had back in the office. We're back to doing all of our training in-house, right? It's not because we don't have the tools. So nobody, please don't send me every time I say something about, training from work from home, I get 42 different sales pitches on different products. Like, I appreciate that you guys can do that. We prefer to do it in-house. I like the culture aspect. I like meeting the people. I like high-fiving, saying at least hi for the time period that they're there before they go home. But even people who are choosing to come back into the office, it's at an all-time high. And I did a picture last week. I don't look at our HR software to see how many people we have. I look at how many pizzas we have on Friday, right? And I think we're up to 10 or 11 pizzas last Friday. Today was 13 pizzas, right? So I you know what? I take that back. I'm getting a point. There's 15. Sorry, apologize, guys. 15 pizzas, right? So, and that's not only training, but that's people that are just kind of choosing to come back into the office. I think we have a little bit of fun here. And I think some people just want to get out of the house. So again, if you want to be at home, I'm cool with it. If you want to be in the office, I'm cool with it. So work from home, properly rated. All right, let's see here. Here's something that you guys, a lot of you will not like, right? But this is my podcast. I can do what I want, right? So dress code in the office, all right, extremely underrated, right? Now listen, I'm not telling you got to come in a shirt and a tie, right? But I think when we go into the office, a lot of us treat it like we're at home, right? And we've seen like the Crocs and pajama pants and ripped T-shirts. And again, I'm not saying how you dress, if that makes you a good person or a bad person, has nothing to do with it. I just think for me, I need to wake up. I need to take a shower. I need to put on something that is, I have jeans on and an Expivia polo, right? Again, not a tux here, but it puts me in a frame of mind that this is different than hanging out at the pool, right? Or hanging out at the beach or with my buddies having a drink, right? I am at work, and it does need a little bit of a different frame of mind. So again, I think it's different for everybody, but there should be some type of dress code. It should not be a total free for all when you're in the office. And again, we've been having client visits again, and I think that does say something, a little bit when you do have a certain standard, right, that you're trying to uphold with that. Okay, let's see here. What else did I miss? The advice from a Call Center Geek LinkedIn group that everybody has joined and nobody wants to talk in, right, is extremely, maybe the most underrated thing here. So listen, I'm going to ask you guys, please, there's almost 400 of you in this group, right? Some of you have a problem. Some of you have a question on your contact center, right? It doesn't just have to come to me. I'm more than happy to answer. And I think, most of you guys would say I've done a pretty good job with responding back. But if you get into that group, I promise you, I will be responding, plus a ton of other colleagues will be responding, right? So please, I would love for this thing in the end here of 2022 to become, the place to go for no selling, but just helping with your contact center. So again, it's the advice from a Call Center Geek LinkedIn group, right? No one's going to sell to you. Every post gets viewed by me. So if anybody's doing anything dumb, it's not going to get in there. But if you're looking for help, right, that is something that I think you definitely need. All right, so now that's kind of what I had here for my first overrated, underrated. If you guys have any questions, I'd love to hear. This is good LinkedIn material too, right? So if there's any questions or anything that you want me to rate, from telephony stuff to my favorite pizza. And by the way, mushroom is underrated. Yeah, I know a lot of you guys hate it, but if you get the good mushroom, right, that's not slimy. Everybody says slimy, right? But if they're proper mushrooms, the texture of it is phenomenal, right? Underrated, right? Just throwing that out there. I would love to respond to that. So again, this just kind of kicks off, I guess, the second half of our year. I know it's August and it's a little bit more than halfway through, but a little bit of a fun, but I think still informative of kind of where I kind of see some of those things in the contact center space. So again, I hope you guys keep coming back now. Everything's back in order here. We should we're back to our weekly cadence, and we'll have something out next week with a guest. And then also we will have some moderators from Discords too to talk about digital customer support coming on too. So again, make sure that you're following. I would love to see some more reviews. We haven't had a review in a long time on iTunes. Love to see you guys with that too. Last thing before I kind of go here is, because of everything that's been going on with my real job, we have pushed back our NFT project for this month. So you'll be seeing some announcements coming up on that quickly. And for all of you who are looking for an email for the our new contact center conference that we're starting, that will be coming out next week as well. So a lot going on. I'll check you guys out next week. Thanks for joining me again.